Can you eat pork in Jannah?
There's nothing in Jannah that's haram. There's
Yeah.
nothing in Jannah that's haram. So if there's pork in Jannah, we
You
can
just have to make it. You just have to make it. You
It's
just have to
game.
make
It's
it.
game. It's done.
You
inshallah.
just have to make it.
Inshallah.
All right, bro. Repeat after me. Ashhadu.
No.
Almost
All right,
done.
I'm just
guys.
playing, bro.
It's like, in one of the videos, when you were talking about how much you love pork. So I kind of wanted your guys' opinion on pork, and not just from a law why you wouldn't eat pork, but kind of delve into like scientifically, if you know any reason why you would never consume pork, because I love it personally.
Yeah.
Which pork are you eating? Are you talking about bacon?
So all of it. So I'm from Ireland. In Ireland, we have black pudding, which is pig's blood with barley. We have the pork belly. We eat everything of the pork in Ireland. We have like bacon, which is not like strips of bacon. It's like a type of ham from the pig, and we have like all kinds of different things. It's actually the worst country you could be from in terms of like eating pork. It's one of the worst. Everybody's eating pork. You know what I mean? Pork loin, ham, bacon, everything. So
You said Ireland.
yeah.
You know what's crazy, bro? One of the first reverts that we had on the channel was from Ireland, Kevin.
Was he?
Yeah, and he still lives there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
It's
That's
a
cool.
very old video, bro. It was like our first like brother that came and accepted Islam on the show.
That's sick.
So you can't use that as an excuse. You can do it as well.
Well, no. No. What I'm saying is that if you look up the Irish population, 99.5% Catholic, Roman
I hear
Catholic,
you, yeah.
99% white.
The question was about pork. Why you wouldn't
Yeah.
eat pork?
Like obviously, because it's very easy for you guys to conceptualize why you would say, well, Allah told us not to, so don't. But even me, I respect that. Obviously, if you're a Muslim and Allah tells you not to do something, that's all the reasoning you need. But from somebody who's maybe more, they're like, well, that's all good and well, but I need more of a reason. What would be the best argument for you to say, listen, get off pork?
So number one, a lot of the illnesses that we see in human beings today, science has proven this, is from having pork. And majority of the reasons come from the fact that they do consume their own feces. And a lot of the time, a lot of parasites, bacteria, viruses, they stay in that. And it basically just lives in that and consumes it. Now, when they do prepare it, a lot of it's processed, it's frozen. There's no proper refining process. There's no halal slaughtering process or anything like that. So it's kind of dirty to begin with. And then when we consume it, it's no wonder why today's studies are proving that a lot of these illnesses are associated with pork consumption from bacon, either pork brisket, whatever, you name it.
Right. That's a sound reasoning to me. I mean, we kind of got the same answer from Dr. Zakir. He kind of said the same, touched on the same thing. Obviously, he spilled for 10 minutes. I think he went crazy. But yeah, for me, like, obviously that's mine is anecdotal in terms of what I can see. And for me personally, pork, like I've never seen bad side effects. Maybe I'd have to stop eating pork for like a month or two and see if there's any benefits of like physically feeling. But yeah, for me personally, I've always been eating pork, and I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah. And like a lot of the time, things don't affect every single person. It doesn't mean things are not generally harmful. So for example, someone might consume alcohol. I don't recommend this. And they might claim, oh, I've had no subjective harms, but someone else might. It's not that everyone who drinks is going to end up as that drunk driver per se. And that's why Allah in the Quran says that it's not that alcohol doesn't have benefits, but Allah says that the harms far outweigh the benefits. And that's why it's haram.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, I think the best example of this would be like, one person might do heroin and another might do heroin. One might not get addicted. One might get addicted. Everybody's different. Some people are less tolerant and more tolerant to certain substances and certain foods. But yeah, that's a pretty logical reasoning. Like, especially if there's no benefits of pork besides protein, and you can get it from something else, then it makes sense to me. But I'm probably going to still be haram, at least for a little longer. I'll probably still have bacon, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, I have bacon with my eggs for a little extra protein. Gotta keep the gains up. Is it like a one-time thing? Could you just have like one bad piece of bacon and like you get sick, or is it over time? the
Or
more.
it's that.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, bro.
Yo,
My
all it takes is one bad piece.
my stepmom, she used to love bacon because Puerto Ricans, in this tradition, it's just like the Irish where there's pork in almost everything.
Right.
And she just had one bad meal where the meat was bad, the pork was bad. This woman was food poisoned for almost 3 months straight.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. And
3
listen,
months.
this is
Insane.
not to say, yeah, this is not to say that we're all like everyone's gonna get poisoned for 3 months straight. It's just to say
Yeah.
like it's not to be taken lightly that this is a dirty piece of food that you're eating.
Yeah.
That would be a wake up call and a half.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
real.
it's kind of like you know, the one person that doesn't wear a seatbelt in the car, and you're like, put a seatbelt on, because if you do get in a crash, you got to be ready. And then they don't do it, and it keeps going, and then they get in the crash. So makes sense.
And you boys have
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
a fair amount of just like Islamic content and reacting. So one common theme you perhaps picked up on is that we prefer prevention rather than dealing with the consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do it? Why would you get involved in the first place when you could just never touch it or never do
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Makes sense.
Bro, and have you ever had beef bacon?
No.
Bro, it's so much better.
Is it? I'll have to try. I'll have to take your word for it because I've never tried it, but I'm sure.
Bro,
Listen,
please.
I love beef.
Hey, please take my word, man. I was a Muslim my entire life, so I used to eat bacon before this. And then
Okay.
once I started having the beef bacon, it's worlds better, bro.
I'll take your word for it, but one thing that isn't better is beef rib. That is not nearly as good as pork rib. And you're Muslim, but say it. Get a good.
Nah, listen.
That's it.
It's not like that. It's I think it's all about the preparation, like who prepares
Right,
the
yeah.
meat.
No, I agree.
And if they take time with it, like they slow cook it overnight and do all that stuff, man, like it comes out banging no matter what.
Yeah, and like beef. Listen, beef is. If I was to pick one or the other, obviously I'm picking beef. Beef.
Yeah.
You could do so much steak, ground beef, brisket. Like this, and as you said, I never heard of it, but beef bacon. But you can do so much with a cow. You get milk from a cow, you get cheese, butter from a cow, you get a lot more things from a cow. And so if I was to pick, I would pick a cow. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have no excuse. You have no excuse, bro.
I mean, my excuse is that I don't really.
He hasn't been slapped with that food poisoning yet.
Yeah, I haven't been given.
Nah,
the
but
food
bro,
poisoning
like
yet.
let's take a little preventative measure here, bro. God willing, this doesn't happen to you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Inshallah. So on the note of Islam,